Alright, today I got a Japanese question that was actually kind of interesting. And it was in a message, but it's kind of hard to explain in a message, so I'm going to try to explain it in a video. That way you could hear my pronunciation and I could maybe put in some subtitles so you get what the Japanese characters are. Now there's at least two, that I could think of, Japanese characters that are kind of interchangeable and kind of confusing. And they're both used in a sort of a connecting a sentence kind of a way. Now those two different types of letters that are kind of awkward to use to write in Hiragana are, first of all, O. There's two ways to write O. In fact, there's two different letters for the exact same pronunciation. And the other one is Wa. Sometimes you use the letter Ha to write Y if you're using it to connect a sentence. So I'm going to try to put in some subtitles so that helps you out a little bit, if iMovie supports Hiragana. Otherwise, you're not going to get any. So, first of all, you would use a sentence something like, okay, actually I could use both in one sentence. For example, if I said something like, 僕は Apple のコンピューターが好きだから Apple のコンピューターを買います. In that case, the O I used at the end would be the special O. Hopefully, I'm going to be adding the subtitle right now. But if you don't see it, it's that O that looks like... Well, I'll just draw it real quick on the camera. Let me just position my finger. That's going to be backwards, so it's actually probably not going to help you at all. But you know, the normal O is just like this. So maybe that helps. Anyway, the O, you should use the second O, the more complicated looking one, rather than the circular looking one, if you're going to connect a sentence like I just did. On the other hand, if you're just using O normally, like oki, then you would want to use the normal O, which looks like a circle with a slash on the top. Okay, and for the wa, in the case of the sentence I just used, boku wa, in that case you would want to use the ha letter. And then when you read it, you would pronounce it as wa. So, boku wa would be the letter ha. But on the other hand, if you said something like watashi, then it's not connecting a sentence, so you're going to use the regular wa, which actually kind of looks like, oh, it's, you know, the roundish one that goes kind of like that. I wrote it backwards. You should do the line down first. So, hopefully this clarifies the use of the letters ha, wa, and the two O's. So if you're learning Hiragana, try to remember those when you're writing, because they're very important, and if you don't write them correctly, then somebody that's reading it that knows the correct Hiragana is probably going to laugh at you. Although, you know, they'll still know what you're writing, but it's not proper essay form. Good luck!